Alright, so we're in Charleston now, and this is, I think this is called Mound Cemetery. There's also one right next door called Roselawn or something like that. So, but this is, I thought this was a really cool mausoleum. It looks like it's not accessible. So we're just gonna, so this is the oldest part of the cemetery from what some of the signs are indicating. So we're just gonna, it's a huge cemetery. We're not gonna have enough light in the day to see it all or to tour it all. But I just want to come out and check it out. It's my first time here myself as a native to Mattoon, Illinois. I haven't had a chance to visit, you know, the neighboring town of Charleston and all its cemeteries. I think there's also another cemetery that we'd like to get to, closer to the inner part of the city or the town. So we'll probably have that filmed as well. But this one's definitely got a lot of hills and valleys and, you know, all the good stuff that makes cemeteries so unique and special. Look at an old tombstone there. These are interesting. I think in the meantime I am going to try to do a K2 meter sweep read. So well, look at that before I start. Look, it kind of goes down into this valley. So there's, you know, there's looks like some tombstones down there. Definitely not going to go down in that area. I'm just going to kind of zoom in and see what I'm looking at this point. It even goes even further. It's like a lawn down there. I don't know if that's part of the cemetery down there. Anyhow, now there's going to be a lot of noise pollution because this cemetery is nestled right next to a interstate or a road. So I want to make sure that we get away from that before we can do a serious communication attempt. So I do have the K2 out, and just for the camera, you'll see that I have it out. It's not always going to be out in front of the camera's view. Whoa, large spider web. Interesting. I'm going to try to occasionally check it to make sure if there's anything or anybody is trying to communicate with me that I'm attempting to continue to communicate with that. Anyhow, I talk too much. So this is definitely a beautiful, expansive cemetery. If you ever visit Charleston, Illinois, or if you're a resident in Charleston currently, definitely need to check this out if you haven't got a chance to come out and explore the grounds here. That is interesting. So it's a memory of Fred Blackford, 1952. This looks rather new, but I suppose it's the original. So, like I said, if there's anybody or anything here that would like to communicate with me, sorry, you can do so. I have a device in my right hand. It's got a red light here. Definitely, if you want to speak into that so I can hear you. Or if you want to whisper in my ear right now and let me know, you know, like communicate that way. Oh man. So this is Mound Cemetery. And then the one, there's one just over this hill next to it. I believe it's called Roselawn. Although it does look like one gigantic cemetery. As you can see, there's a little area back there. This, just like any other old cemetery, has a lot of unique looking tombstones. I'd like to visit them all. Looks like Heather's taking some pictures on.
It's remarkable to think that the photos Heather snapped during her exploration of the cemeteries were taken from the driver's seat of her vehicle. A few of them captured the beautiful landscape, specifically the vastness of trees and the sloping mounds that host some of the most unique and compelling memorials. The photos depict a broader picture and give a just perspective of this wonderfully sculptured and well cared for burial ground. In retrospect, it's hard to imagine that many years ago, the indigenous people of this area used this land as a final resting place for their ancestors. Many years later, nearly 165 years ago, a man by the name of JohnTHall repurposed these grounds and cleverly named it Mound Cemetery. As always, if there's anything missed during the production of this video, including information regarding this location, please leave details in the comments below.
Like I said, if there's anybody who would like to communicate with me here, this is a good time for you to do so. I come in peace. I'm here solely to try to communicate with you and let you know how beautiful your place of dwelling is. Couldn't ask for a better looking place to stay. I'm gonna come over here. This one's now I want to give you some perspective here. Well, let me go ahead and film this here, and then I'll give you the perspective of the location where we're at in the cemetery. But we got this one. Now there is a reason why some burial plots are gated. I will if I can locate that reason or the intention of these gates, I will definitely display the facts below. Give you a little heads up on what those mean, why these are gated sometimes. So I'm on what looks to be the west end of the cemetery. So you'll see that how expansive this is. You know, I'll kind of zoom in here, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna probably head towards that way right now, but just you know, give you a perspective on, see how far I can go here on the zoom, but it's pretty fantastic. This very beautiful cemetery on a nice, beautiful day. Video gets a little more touchy as I zoom in more, so I'm going to zoom back out to the regular distance. But I'm being attacked by these, I think they're June bugs. Not sure, but they keep trying to hit me. Really interesting tombstones here. I like that one right there. I'll head to that one right now. Heather's doing a automobile tour of this place. But that one right there is kind of cool. I'm gonna try to stay up on top of this, top of the hill here. If I keep going down it, it's gonna require me to go back up it, and I don't know if I have the energy to do that right now. So we have Myers. This is a nice looking one too. Definitely take pride in burying their loved ones under awesome headstones and tombstones. Definitely can appreciate that. So you'll see the cemetery expands back there. This is an interesting one right here. It's like a book or something, like it's a Joel lived for 10 brief, shining years. His life was far too short. Absolutely. Joel, rest in peace. I'm sorry that your life was cut short. I'm very sorry that happened. Whatever happened, I'm very sorry. I got this pretty interesting looking one too. David and E. Joyce. There's another cook factor. That's a pretty old one right here. So I think Heather will end up driving down that way, but I don't know if I'm going to go down that way. This looks like someone has a fire going on down here. I don't know how safe it is to go down here. So I'm going to... I don't know. Kind of sketchy if you're asking me. You'll see someone's got a little fire going on right there. Anyhow, if I start hearing that banjo, I'm running. All jokes aside, this is pretty cool right here. It's got a scroll up there. Rosenbaugh, Francis and Levi. Levi or Francis, are you here with me right now? If so, there's a gauge in my left hand. I just want to say that I'm reaching out to you because I think you have a really cool tombstone. And I think your family did well in your plot to give you such a magnificent looking tombstone. Well decorated, got a squirrel on top here. I guess maybe at one time you liked squirrels. Yeah, I don't think you want to deal with me at all. I understand that. I'm just this weirdo walking in the cemetery with a video camera. I get it. So there's other little, look at this. So there's the road, as you can see, and there's some down here. Pretty neat. We have some old ones here. Running out of daylight, I can tell you that. Don't have a lot of time left to... I can spend a whole day out here, of course. But Mound Cemetery, and then I'm not sure where the dividing line is between Mound and Roselawn. If any of you Charleston natives or anybody that lives in Charleston that's happening to watch this video, you know, maybe comment and let me know, or let us know where that division line is. Because to me, it looks like one unified cemetery, but...
From this image, it's hard to distinguish the boundary that separates the two cemeteries. But looking closely, it's right about here, at the first paved pathway just east of the American flag. The image that you see here is a top-down view of both cemeteries. Mound Cemetery is located on a natural hill and was initially used by Native Indians long before it was claimed and established in 1863. Today, it hosts nearly 10,000 memorials. Roselawn Cemetery was established a few years later, but was intended to be an addition to Mound Cemetery, and was eventually managed separately in the early 1990s. Housing nearly 6,000 memorials, the cemetery is open to new burials as there are more available spaces for use.
Definitely an expansive and beautiful cemetery. Not as big as the Greenwood Cemetery in Decatur. That one was pretty expansive. And for all those who haven't seen that episode, please check that out if you like watching videos similar to this. We covered a lot of that cemetery. So this is Mound / Roselawn Cemetery. So I'm hoping that at least one person will comment in the comments below and maybe provide a little history and some facts about the cemetery or cemeteries here in the beautiful town of or college town of Charleston, Eastern Illinois. A beautiful college. If you haven't, even if you don't like cemeteries, but you want to see a nice looking college, that is a beautiful college. So definitely take the time if you're in the central Illinois area to just go through Charleston. I've had family and friends that's lived here in this town. They definitely don't live here anymore. Another video, if you haven't checked out, is the airtight bridge. That's also in Charleston or near Charleston. So a few minutes ago, let me zoom in here. I was up in that area right there, up on that hill, looking down. But once you get down to the flatter areas, it's definitely a flat cemetery. Lots of beautiful trees. I personally, if I was a resident of Charleston and I passed, I would like to be buried here, or I would wish to be buried here, because it's just looks very peaceful. I don't know what else to say about the cemetery other than if you enjoy going to them, definitely check it out. All right, well, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. This was such a beautiful cemetery. Had a lot to explore. As you can see, there was a lot here and just a lot of places we couldn't get to. But we do thank you for tuning in to this episode. Heather and I are gonna go to a few more cemeteries in this area, and hopefully we can present those to you soon. We appreciate your support and tuning in and making it this far into the video. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, set the bell notification to all. That way you can get notified to all our future uploads and you don't miss a thing. We don't want you to miss anything. Did you have anything about this place that you want to share?
No, just it's a beautiful cemetery, lots of history, so.
Yes, yeah, you cannot miss this one. Again, we want to thank you for tuning into this episode of Eerie Explorations. All right, so Heather and I are in the car, and I mentioned that we would drive by this statue. I'm not going to get out because I'm just freaking worn out from doing this all day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to zoom in. Heather's taking pictures of it. But we think what is it, Jesus, you say?
It's Jesus.
It is Jesus? Okay, so that is the statue of Jesus. I'm sure there's some really cool history on the slabs near that statue. Otherwise, we are going to end it now.